All right, more trouble for MJ Akbar. Sources have revealed that some of the women journalists who've alleged sexual harassment and assault against the former Union Minister MJ Akbar are informally in touch with MPs, including members of the Rajya Sabha Ethics Committee. While they mull their next course of action, it has been advised to them that they write to individual members of the ethics panel so that the committee as a whole is compelled to take up the issue. If that happens, then the panel can also call MJ Akbar for a deposition before the committee. Pallavi Saha, Associate Editor, joins me live from the newsroom. Pallavi, what is the likelihood of those written statements going to the committee as a whole?
Well, Vedika, what we can tell our viewers right now is this is a work in progress, if you may. This is something which is going around informally, unofficially. The women journalists who have, in fact, levelled allegations of sexual harassment and assault against former Union Minister MJ Akbar are in touch with members of Parliament from the Rajya Sabha, and specifically those who are on the Ethics Committee of the Rajya Sabha. Now, the Ethics Committee broadly basically decides on the ethics and moral code of conduct that members of Parliament need to follow. And this is a committee which works in a very independent fashion, in a very autonomous fashion. So it doesn't have to go through the Rajya Sabha chairman or the vice chairman. It can function on its own. It can take up a case suo moto if it wants to. It can take up a case based on testimonies or some sort of petitions or pleas that are made to the members of this committee as well. So what we're hearing from our sources now, some of those who are in fact on that committee itself, is that women journalists, some of these women journalists have been in touch with them. There are 10 members on this committee, or there are other members of Parliament of the Rajya Sabha trying to mull what can they do next in order to ensure that MJ Akbar pays for what he's done in his past. So this is something that they're mulling right now, because there are very serious and grave charges which have been made against Mr. MJ Akbar. He's fighting a legal case right now against one journalist, Priya Ramani, but there are several cases that have come to light, and a case as recent as yesterday from a US-based journalist, Pallavi Gogoi, who has charged Mr. MJ Akbar of rape, which he denies, of course, in a statement that he issued yesterday itself. Pallavi Gogoi, though, stands by what she has accused him of. So this is becoming extremely serious, and many of these members of Parliament are very uncomfortable with the kind of charges that are being made. So it remains to be seen if at all these women write formally to these individual members of the Ethics Committee, and then the committee takes it up, because then it will almost become compelling on the committee to take it up. And if that happens, it would of course look at all of these testimonies that these women have already put out in public.
So interesting is that the composition of the Ethics Committee includes about 10 MPs, most of them from the opposition, who've already been protesting against MJ Akbar.
That's right. If you look at the composition of the Ethics Committee, Vedika, it's split 5-5. There are 10 members of Parliament who are on that Ethics Committee. I say 5-5 in terms of the NDA and the opposition. So it's going to become extremely interesting how this goes, if at all any of these women approaches these members of Parliament with written complaints against MJ Akbar and demanding that his membership of the Rajya Sabha be revoked, because then of course the committee is split half and half. It's not exactly one majority over the other. In that scenario, it becomes extremely interesting. So we have to wait and see what happens in the winter session of Parliament, and if this actually fructifies into something. Vedika.
All right, Pallavi, thanks for joining us live on that breaking news. Just a quick recap for our viewers. What we're breaking at the top of 11 a.m. this Saturday morning is that sources have revealed that some of the women journalists who've alleged sexual harassment charges and assault charges against the former Union Minister MJ Akbar are informally in touch with the MPs, including members of the Rajya Sabha Ethics Committee. Now they're mulling to write their statements and put it forward to this Ethics Committee, which then could possibly sit and possibly even ask for a deposition of MJ Akbar, call him in for a deposition before the committee over these grave charges that he has been facing over the last 2 months. And staying with Akbar, after MJ Akbar denied rape allegation leveled by journalist Pallavi Gogoi, the US-based journalist has hit back. In her official statement, Pallavi said that she stands by her sexual assault and rape charge against MJ Akbar and will continue to speak the truth. Pallavi further added that she was physically, verbally and sexually assaulted by Akbar, and it was not a consensual relationship as stated by the former Union Minister MJ Akbar and his wife, who has spoken out for the very first time over allegations against MJ Akbar. Malika Akbar both released their statements on Friday, claiming that there is no truth in Pallavi's statement and she had a consensual relationship with the former union minister, which ended on a bad note. So that's the latest we have for you. You have Pallavi, the journalist, speaking out yet again. She has rubbished the statement made by MJ Akbar's wife. She claims that she was not in a consensual relationship with MJ Akbar and she was forced into it. Her initial claim in the Washington Post was that she charged MJ Akbar with rape, a very serious charge against the former minister. Pallavi Gogoi, who now lives abroad, has also said that the wife of MJ Akbar, who reiterated her husband's stand, Malika Akbar, said that Pallavi never carried the haunted look of a victim of sexual harassment, a claim that Akbar also has reasserted that the allegations against him are a lie. Now let's take a look at what allegations Pallavi has made and what MJ Akbar's defense has been over those very grave allegations levelled by Pallavi.
Right, so we will take you through what Pallavi Gogoi, the US-based journalist who in fact put out her account of sexual harassment, assault and actually rape against MJ Akbar from 2 decades ago, has written in the Washington Post, and what has been Mr. Akbar's defense against those very serious charges. Pallavi Gogoi, in her statement which she put out in the Washington Post yesterday, said MJ Akbar used to abuse and hit me. To that, Mr. MJ Akbar, who issued a statement later, has said around 1994, Pallavi and I entered into a consensual relationship. So he says what happened between him and Pallavi Gogoi 2 decades ago was consensual, and it isn't, as is being claimed by Pallavi, that it was forced upon her. Akbar tried to kiss me and scratched my face, is what she says in her account. Akbar's defense is consensual relationship with Pallavi ended on a bad note. His wife, in fact, said that this caused some amount of discord at home as well, and she was quite upset with how Pallavi was flaunting their relationship in front of her. Pallavi Gogoi had claimed he ripped off my clothes and raped me in a Jaipur hotel. MJ Akbar says relationship with Pallavi later caused strife in my married life, which has been corroborated by Mrs. Malika Akbar as well in that statement that she issued yesterday for the first time, speaking out against charges being levelled against her husband, but specifically sticking to the Pallavi Gogoi case. Pallavi Gogoi says he defiled me sexually, verbally and emotionally. MJ Akbar says Pallavi's behavior didn't show she was under duress. In fact, this is one of the statements that Mrs. Malika Akbar also made in her statement, saying that Pallavi Gogoi and her friend Tushita Patel, who has also accused MJ Akbar of sexual harassment, used to visit their house very often, their residence, and there were Asian age parties which were held at their residence, and they did not look like they carried the haunted looks of victims of sexual assault. So she did not feel that there was anything wrong or which was being forced upon by MJ Akbar on Pallavi Gogoi. Pallavi Gogoi, though, in the statement that she's put out just a few hours ago, says she stands by everything that she's said, and this is classic victim shaming, the kind of allegations which are being made against her, and she hoped that Mrs. Malika Akbar would have, of course, tried to stand by what she had said at least.
Right, thanks for that update, Pallavi.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.